But straightway Jesus spake unto them, saying, Be of good cheer, it is I, be not afraid. And Peter answered him and said, Lord, if it be thou, bid me come unto thee upon the water. And Jesus said, Come. And when Peter was come down out of the ship, he walked on the water to go to Jesus. How did Peter walk on the water? Remember this, anything that you build on a rock will stand. And that rock is God's word. Whatever God speaks to you, if you build anything on that word, it will stand. Jesus had just spoken to Peter and said, Come. And because he stepped out on what Jesus told him, which was come, he was able to walk on the water because he was focused on that word. As long as he focused on that word from Jesus, he was fine walking on the water. So what happened then? Verse 30. But when he saw the wind boisterous, he was afraid, and beginning to sink, he cried, saying, Lord, save me. Had we not already established that it was windy and the waves were really strong? That was going on before Jesus even showed up. When Jesus showed up, they forgot all about the wind and the waves. Nobody was thinking about the wind and the waves at the time because they were so in awe of what Jesus was doing. And Peter got super focused on Jesus and said, listen, if that's really you, bid me to come then. Jesus said, well, come on, Peter. And Peter got out of the boat and walked on the water because he was focused on Jesus and that word. He was focused on the rock. But then he began to pay attention to the wind and the waves again. The wind and the waves were going on before he stepped out of the boat. He just stopped focusing on the wind and the waves to focus on Jesus, to focus on the word that Jesus gave him. And then he stepped out, focused on the word. Ladies and gentlemen, what I'm wanting you to understand is, for believers, that's what the enemy tries to do. You get a word from the Lord and he comes in with all these distractions. But if you pay attention long enough, you'll realize it was the same stuff that was going on before you stepped out in the word. It's nothing new. It's just the enemy began to bring it to his attention. Don't you see these waves out here? Don't you feel this wind blowing out here? You must be crazy, Peter, thinking you could be out here walking like this. And the more he began to notice those things, the more he forgot about that word and he began to sink. But what did he do as he began sinking? He called on the rock. He called out to Jesus, said, Lord, save me. He may have gotten distracted, but he knew who to call on when he got distracted. He knew to call on the rock. He said, wait a minute, I stepped out on the rock and I'm calling on the rock to save me.